You're listening to the Telltale channel. Don't forget to check me out on all social media: Patreon, Twitter, Teespring, and Etsy. All links can be found in the description or on my website, telltaleatheist.com. Hey, this is Owen. If you're comfortable, leave your first name and state at the sound of the tiny truck backing up.
Hey Owen, this is Ian from Idaho. As a right-leaning atheist, I've been seeing a lot of atheists from specifically the right side of the political spectrum come out. And to me, it's kind of weird to say that I'm Republican or Libertarian because they're very Christian-oriented. And I was wondering if in the near future, in your opinion, there would be kind of a resurgence of right-leaning atheists that kind of form their own political party, not centered around Christianity and its morals, but just their own personal belief systems. Thank you.
Extremely interesting question. I really appreciate you calling in with that. Atheists have been trying to kind of form out their own political voting bloc for a while. Back in 2016, I went to the Reason rally, and they had David Silverman there originally, like years and years ago, of course. And the whole premise behind the rally was to try to get atheists recognized as a legitimate voting bloc. That's why it was held at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., so that politicians would recognize that atheists are serious and we're big and we have political sway. Now, as far as the whole Republican/libertarian bit goes, between 2014 and 2018, I guess you could say, at the height was 2016, there were a lot of atheists turning very right-wing. They were conservatives when it comes to social issues, strangely. They were anti-SJWs. Now, I know SJWs, in a lot of ways, go way fucking too far. Way, way too far. They are way out in La La Land in a lot of cases, SJWs are. But anti-SJWs are the mirror reverse of that. They are way out there too, on the other end of the spectrum. In some cases, it gets really extreme. A good example is, God, I really don't like name calling, but I'm going to drop a name now. A good example would be Bering. I think he was an atheist YouTuber forever ago, or at least he was an atheist spheres. And he was an anti-SJW, and he lived in Australia. And when the Australian, referendum, I think it was, when the Australian referendum came around asking, do you think gay marriage should be allowed? He came out with a video, 200, 300,000 subscribers at the time, saying, no, because I want to stick it to the SJWs, basically. Like, what? You're stunting social progress to stick it to SJWs. That's ridiculous. Another example is like Dave Rubin. He went from left-wing to right-wing in a relatively short amount of time, and it was a very bizarre political shift. I don't think I've ever seen somebody's political beliefs shift so radically over such a short amount of time. It was very, very bizarre. Computing Forever went from being an atheist, Dave Cullen, I think his name is, went from being an atheist to an anti-SJW to a conservative Catholic. What the hell happened? Now, I don't know what's going on with Armored Skeptic, but he has said that he believes in ghosts. He said that he wonders if God is out there. He says he believes in conspiracy theories. I don't know. I have no fucking clue what's going on with that dude. I don't know if what he's saying is a joke or not. And honestly, that's a problem. If you can't tell if it's a joke or not, that's an issue. Because some people, at least some out there, are going to assume it's not a joke and take you seriously. So, anyway, I think largely those YouTubers are moving away from influence within the atheist community. They aren't really in the atheist community anyways anymore. Armored Skeptic and TJ Kirk and whoever else, they're really not YouTube atheists anymore. They're the skeptic community, not the atheist community. I mean, I replaced them. Me, Mr. Atheist, and a whole bunch of other people all kind of came in and replaced those old guys. And we aren't conservative, nor are we SJWs or anti-SJWs. We are liberal. We stand up for human rights and inclusion wherever possible. So I think the atheist landscape on YouTube, at least, has changed for the better. Now, there are some atheist organizations out there that are very, very liberal, and I'm all for it. American Atheists, Freedom from Religion Foundation, very liberal organizations in a lot of ways, and I am all for it. I think they're doing the right thing, fighting for inclusion and fighting for our rights as humans. Awesome causes, awesome groups, awesome people. Then there are some atheist organizations who are SJWs in the derogatory bad way. Really extreme atheist groups, really extreme leadership that's straight up harmful, in my honest opinion. And there are some anti-SJW atheist organizations, but those are on the fringes, largely. The big ones, the consequential ones, are honest, fighting for inclusion, and doing their best, and I respect them.